Ding 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 ding. Do 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 do. Yegs and bacon, gonna see what's shaking, 'cause there ain't no faking here on Yegs and Bacon. Yegs and Bacon.
Woo!
Hello, everybody,
We're very cool.
and welcome to another episode of Yegs and Bacon. My name is Brandon,
I'm Danica.
and we are here to talk to you about comics. And we're here to talk to you about how the comics industry is definitely ending. It's not. And
It'll be fine.
yeah, it's going to be super rad and super brad. There's going to be a lot of brads.
Yeah, exactly. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk to you about a weird thing that's been happening ever since the industry has come back. And that is...
The direct market industry.
Sorry, yeah,
Yes.
Exactly. Let's be very
We
specific
will be
about that.
differentiating the direct market industry with the comics industry as a whole.
Because they are two different things.
They're not separate, but the direct market is just a small piece of the pie.
It's basically the duck part of the turducken.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have no response to
The
that.
direct industry. He's a duck.
Is a duck. It looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck. Why don't I get that 1 in 100 variant?
Yeah.
That was the best I could come up with.
If it floats,
It's a duck. I don't understand any of these jokes
it's
right now.
made of wood.
Don't understand what we're doing. I'm scared. Can we talk about comics?
We can't talk about comics. So yeah, we're going to get to our new comics. We're going to get to the State of the Industry address, as is what we are calling this. And we're also going to talk about this thing that's been happening where everyone's been sending one per store variants. It's very interesting. A lot to talk about there. And something that Bad Idea did today that has caused us no end of headaches.
Yay! And with that, we're gonna be fun tonight.
We're going to be a lot of fun tonight.
All right. Okay, so you want to go first?
I do.
Yeah, I know you want to talk about this one.
So this is a wild one. Hey, did you ever expect Hellboy to be published by, like, not Dark Horse? Well, it's happening, kind of.
Yes.
You got this swank Mike Mignola cover, and you've got Fearless Dawn, a Steve Mannion character, beating Hellboy. There's going to be a fight. It's going to be very wild and filled with zombies and guns. And yeah, if you kind of like your kind of horror-tinged tank girl, Fearless Dawn and Hellboy. That's a thing that you're going to want in your face holes.
Yeah.
Don't put them in your face.
Yeah, don't eat it. Read it. Like spiritually in your face holes, but not physically in your face holes.
Put it in your spirit hole.
I think you just made it so much worse.
Variant edition says,
No!
Put comics in your spirit hole.
No. I have to change this. This next comic is called Stillwater. It's from Skybound. And dear goddess. It's by Chop Zdarsky?
Chirp Zdarsky,
Chirp Zdarsky.
star of a video that he sent us telling all of you to buy Daredevil.
Yeah, he writes Daredevil.
We're going to put that up on our YouTube.
They let him write Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, let him. 'Cause that guy is a wild man.
Yeah, so what's this one about?
All right, this is very cool. I have read this. It is about a town where you don't die. And there's no option for dying. Once you're in this town, doesn't help. You can be tossed off a roof or punched in the face.
Yep,
Like in issue 1.
it could happen.
These are not even spoilers. Like, there's nothing about the plot. So basically, characters from the outside of the town come into the inside of the town, find out very quickly that people are not dying. And then the mystery, it will deepen.
Ooh, I like a good deep mystery.
Mm-hmm. It's very good so far. I've only read issue 1, but I can definitely say that this is a strong kick out the gate. Kick it.
Yeah. What else do we got?
All right, we have got, so Steve Niles seems to be doing, kind of like jamming in these these two-parters, horrors that he's got going on. Horrors!
There are horrors in this house.
There are horrors in...
There are horrors in this house. Oh, a spooky cover.
Oh, maybe they'll release it for Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your title? What's your spooky title for WAP?
We love that song. I'm going to stop talking about Steve Niles just in case he decides to sue us while we're talking about WAP.
There are horrors in this house. We make s'mores in this house. We make s'mores in this house.
Anyway, if you haven't heard WAP, look it up. It's amazing. It's a great song, and I love it. I love it. I can't get enough. Anyway, so let's talk about. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to run the cat. The cat. I know, Andrew. There are what in those? Yeah, it's a song.
Horrors.
I just can't pronounce the word horrors. That's just my problem. We're not gonna go there. Anyway, and I'm just gonna read this because
socks and drawers in this house. Sorry.
Stop it. Between you and Joy having like the giant zoomies, this is a wild episode. Amazingly, Andrew, we are not high.
We just jammed a whole bunch of food into our face. We might be like hecked up on Wendy's.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all messed up on Wendy's.
I got those chicken burgers. Okay. This is called The Possessed, which I've never even said. In Nazi-occupied Budapest, a young girl and her grandfather seek help from a rabbi to escape the Germans. The rabbi can offer more than just escaping, but there is a price to pay.
Ooh,
all right. So this is by Clover Press. This is going to be a two-parter. So if you get it and dig 1, then 2. 2 will happen. Pores? Oh, pores. Like drink pores in this house.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, not now. Apparently we do not need that right now. I have my water bottle.
Her water bottle. Hey folks, have you ever watched a little show called Halt and Catch Fire? I know Danica did, and I watched a bit of it here and there.
I'm obsessed.
It's a great show. Christopher Cantwell wrote it. He's the dude what wrote the Eisner-nominated Doctor Doom series.
Yes, that was super rad.
And She Could Fly.
Yes, yeah, both parts.
And Everything.
Oh yeah, Everything is a literal title.
Yeah. He's a really good writer. He's taken over Tony Stark, and considering how Halt and Catch Fire was definitely about a weird tech man baby, and the people he surrounds himself with.
I think this is strangely fitting. This is in his wheelhouse.
You think he's got this? Cafu's doing the art. I love Cafu. They always do wonderful layouts, and I'm very excited to see where this one goes. We're gonna find out later today. We might even tell you about it with our spirit holes.
Okay, nothing's coming out of my spirit hole. Thank you very much. Oh my God.
I am a lady.
I am a lady. Oh no. Why is it always like our third or fourth show? Everything we've ever done, we just go way overboard.
Yeah, by the way, again, welcome to our second episode.
Yeah.
Of Yegs and Bacon. So titled not because I forgot to redo the thing, but because I think it's going to make a really good joke next week.
He's going to do it next week, folks.
I'm going to do it next week.
Okay. Next up from Vault Comics is Heavy. And because, again, I kind of suck at elevator pitches, I'm going to read one. I'm going to read what they've written because they know what they're doing. All right. Oh, no. Okay, I just read a comment and I regret all the things. Okay, Heavy. Bill may be dead, but he's got a job to do. Oh, no, this is Welcome to the Big Wait, where folks who don't quite make the cut go to work off their debt. Everyone in the wait's got a job. Bill is a Heavy, whose job is policing the multiverse, making sure bad eggs get what's coming to them. I love, actually, the elevator pitch. This is my favorite thing, because this is definitely a Brandon-style elevator pitch. A story about the existential purpose of dumb boys with big guns.
Yeah, that is a Brandon pitch.
Hardcore Brandon. So it's great. Yeah, check it out. Vault has always come out kicking. They're a really good publisher, and it's rare that they let me down.
Yeah,
with their creative teams and their ideas and their rockin' covers.
From the looks of it, it's gonna be a high fantasy Punisher book.
Yeah.
So hey,
Sweet.
get that going.
Sweet beans.
What is this?
Oh, I don't know if you'll like
What
this
is
next
this?
one, Brandon.
Folks, the Umbrella Academy's back. Hey, do you like the Umbrella Academy? Do you like Klaus from the Umbrella Academy?
Who doesn't?
Communists, that's who.
Okay.
I love communists though, so
Yeah, I guess we can't keep saying that. Our generation is extremely left. So I think
Very much
communism
so.
is kind of more like, hey, some of that is a good idea, but not always in practice. I need to stop talking.
Hey, you know what isn't communism? The Umbrella Academy.
Oh, no.
And the tales from whence it came. I think that's not a way to say that. Anyways, this is a spin-off book from the Umbrella Academy, focusing on Klaus. Y'all might know if you want this. Y'all might just think, hey, I want to know more about that character. You can make that happen.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and not to mix media, but if anyone's been watching Umbrella Academy on Netflix,
On the Netflix.
Super rad. And the guy they got to play Klaus is really, really good at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna address this one. So Andrew, talking about the Umbrella Academy, says, do you like problematic editors who were originally credited as co-writing this book? Two things. Absolutely not. That dude can go jump into a fire.
He can take a long walk off a short pier.
Indeed. Small aside, he was not on tap to co-write this one, but he did co-write the Christmas special that came out last year, and that was a tough bit of morality.
Yeah.
Our general kind of attack in those situations is we don't hand sell books with problematic people on it. If someone asks what a book is like, we will tell them, full stop. That's what they're asking. And we're not gonna to push them away from something they might enjoy. But man, not hand selling something is the difference between ones and tens and hundreds for us, basically, in terms of sales. So
absolutely. No, it's been a long time, and we kind of decided on something like that, not concrete, but because everybody's comfort line is different. Everybody's ability to separate the art from the artist, which I personally don't believe, but everybody has a different line. Yeah. And that's okay, because we, as a business, yes, we would love for you to buy the books. But we also want people to go in clear-headed. And now we won't just launch at you with like, hey, did you know about these rape allegations? No, that's not our thing. But we will talk about it if you want to talk about it.
Absolutely. And Andrew, just to follow up with our audio listeners, says, that was a response to something you said, not me trying to start anything. We know. And
Yeah.
we do want everyone else to know. But our general policy too is to say something, especially when something comes up, to address it, because when these things aren't addressed,
that's how they're encouraged. That's
Exactly.
how they continue. It's actually the whole reason we have and need the Me Too movement, is that people need to talk, and not just about sexual harassment, but about everything.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shady things that happen in every industry, but since we are in the comics industry, I will say the comics industry.
Yeah, and silence only helps the oppressors. So
Exactly.
it doesn't help anybody else.
So we're not being silent. So yeah, and we're pretty loud, as you have seen, whether for jokes.
It's been a fun show.
Or serious. All right. Oh, I'm just going to put this on the screen.
Yeah.
Neil says, who you are makes a difference to me and my purchases for sure. Thank you, Neil. You are a sweetheart.
That means a lot.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for finally a new issue of Marvel Snapshots. This is a curated line of comic from Kurt Busiek, and he handpicks writers and I believe artists as well to work on characters. And he went and got Jay Edidin the job of doing an X-Men book about Cyclops.
Yes.
That's extremely exciting. They are amazing human beings, and human being. They are an amazing human being. They are not multiple people.
They are an amazing human being.
They're amazing human beings.
What's their podcast called again?
Jay and Miles Explain the X-Men.
Explain the X-Men. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. It's been going for a few years.
Mm-hmm. I listened to an episode that they got Claremont to go on, and they just were like, "What is happening?"
What?
Yeah, it was good times. That was quite a while back.
Amazing. Oh, okay. I see what we're doing here. Ooh.
So I'm very excited because with this issue of Catwoman, we've got a new creative team of Ram V, one of my favorite new writers.
Oh, yes.
He had done some fill-in work for the title before. He's now the main series writer, and he has, I believe, Fernando Blanco as the main writer, or sorry, artist, who was also kind of like helping Joelle Jones on the book. So I'm super excited.
Yeah. Okay, Catwoman.
Yeah.
Like, it was already really good, and then it continues to be really good. I love it.
It continues to be super, super awesome good. Yeah.
Yeah.
For folks who have not gotten this yet, Deceased Diplomat #1 has a new printing. It's got a Peach Momoko cover. Those are two big things. Boom.
Yeah. I love the colors on this. I know we don't have great lighting, but I'm just going to shove it in your faces right now. I just love what they've done with this. It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is a 4th printing of #1.
Yeah. They can't keep it in stock.
Mm-mm. And we oh no.
Everything's fine.
The cats are happening.
The cats are happening.
We definitely need the cat banner. Anyway, we have a few of these at the store. They will absolutely go quick. So you can request stuff tonight by like email or social media, or you can phone us at the store after we open at 11 a.m.
Yeah, otherwise we're not going to answer.
Yeah.
Just straight up, because we're not there.
We don't want to be rude.
And folks, this is the only Dark Knights death metal tie-in that will be happening outside of one-shots. So if you want the whole death metal story, you want yourself some Justice League for the next, I believe, this issue and 4 others. And that's going to be a thing you want. Now, speaking of kind of big things happening, Detective Comics 10/27, it marks the 1000th anniversary issue of Batman appearing in Detective Comics. They were very specific on the main cover to say 1000th issue anniversary.
Yes. So it's not, it's like how you turn 1.
Yeah.
You know, you don't do it at the 0.
You get married. And then you have your first anniversary.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Your marriage day is your 0th anniversary.
I was gonna make
Galaxy brain, my friend.
You know what? I married a galaxy brain, and I can't keep up. Just so smart, so smooth.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna dig into that. That'll be fun because it's thick.
It's a thick boy.
It's like a tiny trade. It is.
Look at them.
I love it. I love it.
So many pages.
All right, what have we got for trades? Ooh, a new thing from Avery Hill Publishing.
There's a bunch from Avery Hill in this stack.
Ooh, I like them because they're very, very cool. Wow. Okay, so starts in 1982. A pub somewhere in a small suburban town in the southwest of England. Zebedee and the Valentines have just played the gig of their lives. The 7 people watching them agree. With a big battle of the bands approaching, lead singer Zebedee and his motley crew of punks seem ready to blow up. But when the devil is booking your gigs and the competition is fierce, was it ever going to be really that easy? Oh, neat.
It was never going to be that easy.
I definitely botched that sentence, but you know what? I'm just going to be okay with that.
You should be. It was actually pretty good.
Thank you. Look, there's flowers inside. Flowers. Anyway.
There are flowers in this house. There are flowers in this house.
Oh my god. I know everybody has been waiting for this. Woo, 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 woo. It's Old Guard, Volume 2.
Heck yeah, it is.
Yes. Ever since the movie came out, and people have been like, so excited. And people have been asking me, when is Volume 2 coming out? When is Volume 2 coming out? Because we had to order and reorder Volume 1s. And just as soon as they came in, they were scooped up. So we have Volume 2s. Some of them are already set aside for y'all. So if certain people out there are watching or listening, you might have one in your file. Just saying.
And if you want to jump on that cliffhanger that was on the movie, you get your answers right there as to what's happening and why.
I'm so excited. And also my fingers are definitely crossed that they actually make a sequel. I think it got enough views. Oh my god.
From the sounds of it, it did really well. Things are happening.
Okay, Joy is just oozing. Oh, I've been waiting for this one. This is really cool.
So there's another Avery Hill today. What we don't talk about. Fari has a relationship for 2 years and has never met her partner's parents until this weekend. Fari has finally persuaded Adam to introduce her to his parents, but the visit to the in-laws turns out to be a horrible experience. When confronted about this, Adam tries to play down the situation and does not show any understanding for her concerns. Then things get a whole lot worse, and Fari has to question if she can be with a man whose family does not accept her and who is not willing to face the difficulties related to an interracial relationship. Examining contemporary issues of race, bigotry, and the challenges that interracial couples face, What We Don't Talk About is an exciting debut from a burgeoning talent and important new voice in graphic fiction.
Yep. Very excited for that one. All right.
Avery Hill puts out some really good stuff from some really interesting and great creators.
Next up is Mike Frey. Anyway, I apologize to Mike because he's obviously watching right now. He's not. I have no idea who he is. Birdcage Bottom Books. Nice. I like that. So this is called Woods. And again, I haven't read it yet, so I'm just gonna read the back.
Creepy.
Yes, it is a horror.
There are horrors in this house.
There are horrors in this book.
I forgot to bring home an issue of Thor because I wanted to say there are Thors in this house.
Oh no! Oh yeah, Thor number 7 is out, and we actually have copies on shelf. So yeah, get it quickly because they'll go. Anyway, I digress. After suffering a psychotic breakdown triggered by the election of a powerful demagogue, okay, I was not ready for that.
Surprise.
Beth follows her husband Jason to a remote cabin where the two try to make their own world in spite of the increasingly volatile political climate. While the couple are trying their best to overcome Beth's break from reality, otherworldly arbiters conspire to change their lives forever. Woods is a horror story that confronts the traumas surrounding a loved one's battles with mental illness, questions the struggle of individual engagement in the collective, and imagines the possibilities of a world that transcends beyond earthly understanding. Holy crikey. Yeah, I'm going to read that one first.
These books are a lot this week.
Wow.
By the way.
Oh, cool. So it's black and white, and it's very like pencil shading. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. I'm excited for all these books. Seriously.
Andrew, who is watching it, reminds me of a lot of the artwork of yours that I've seen.
Oh.
This is a very, very exciting piece of history.
Mm.
It's a big Tom of Finland book. You might know Tom of Finland from the movie that came out fairly recently.
Yeah, there was a movie in the last couple of years.
Avant-garde, provocative, subversive, and rebellious, Tom of Finland stamped history with his recognizable artistic style. A virtuoso of drawing, he fashioned the silhouette of a new gay man, strong, confident, joyful, and assertive, fully participating in the visibility and recognition of the nascent homosexual movement. It's very exciting to have this in the store. I'm excited to learn more and see more, and it's part of graphic history. It's part of important stuff, really.
Yeah, we're always super psyched when there's a way to learn more about comics history because, I mean, it's almost a century old. There's so much to dig in. And Tom of Finland was extremely important for the industry. So very, very excited for that. And a grand turn of events.
Big turn, sharp turn.
Extremely not serious. Tenacious D.
They made a comic book.
They made a comic book.
And it's out from Fantagraphics.
Yeah, and it's like, it's huge. It's like the size of my arm. It's great. Well,
yeah.
half my arm. But it's big. It's a big boy. And it's shiny, actually. I do like the shine, I gotta say.
And quite honestly, if Tenacious D is your thing, this is going to be your thing. That's just how it works.
Yeah, I think it reminds me of like the world of Og. I think that.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the interiors, but the cover definitely. It's called Post-Apocalypto.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there's some interesting imagery in here, my friend.
There was some sexy scenes I wasn't expecting, so welcome to that.
You can definitely put this one in your spirit hole.
Oh my God. No. No, it's just, apocalyptic. I'm not even going to read them. I'm sorry. I didn't expect that. Okay, so you wanted to, did you want to talk about these?
So we're going to talk about the DC stuff first.
Okay. Well,
because we've been getting a lot of messages and talking.
Sean, I'm just going to comment back to Sean. No.
Neither of the last two that we showed you would be appropriate for children.
No.
There's a lot of imagery.
All right. So let's look for the banners.
Banner.
You know this one?
Ding.
Yay! I did banner right.
So the answer to these questions is DC's doing fine and the comics industry is not doomed.
All right. Okay, well, I was going to say, let's do the question for the audio folks, but hey, you already kind of answered that. So the question was, wait, let's play Jeopardy.
Okay.
What's DC doing, and is the comics industry doomed? Yeah, I got an answer. Okay, all right. So let's go back. DC's doing just fine. And the comics industry, while being doomed since apparently 1983, is fine.
Yeah. Oh, doomed for even longer than that, I guess.
I just made up a year. I have no idea.
Yeah, because the direct market formed because comics were doomed and like all kinds of stuff.
And ever since the direct market was formed, comics have been doomed. It's like you have one of those signs and it has to just stay at 0. It's like it's been 0 days since the comics industry was zoomed. And it's never doomed. Like it's something, it's like any industry. It goes up, it goes down. It goes
Mhm.
up, it goes down. Stores open, stores close. Like it's just business.
Yeah.
Business.
So there's what's causing a lot of this is the past few DC solicitations have had a bunch of books stop, have had a bunch of creators runs end. Something's clearly happening. It's being timed right around the end of Dark Knight's death metal. And there's clearly something that's going to be spinning out. We know that there's a Batman book coming from John Ridley. That's going to be pretty cool. We heard something that might be coming out in the form of Superman. If that happens, I'm extremely excited for it. And we can probably whisper that to you off air. What's happening?
But it's still rumors, and we're definitely not one to like gossip and spread rumors. That's not our thing.
Yeah.
We'll get excited about it, but if it doesn't happen, like
a rumor started by the creator.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Apparently, yeah, he did have the gig, basically. But is that gig still there? That's the big question.
That's fair. One thing I'm excited about that was basically mentioned like 2 years ago was the other side of DC history, which is basically this DC history from people of color's perspective, women's perspective, underrepresented voices, basically. And so I'm so excited because we literally had subscribers like the day they talked about it, and then they just pushed it back, and then they cancel it, and they pushed it back, and they cancel it, and I'm like, so it's finally here. And it is, when you said Ridley, it reminded me.
I'm super excited about that. Also kind of doing a reread of his previous comic books, The American Way, both parts of it. Very interesting to kind of see that and what he's done in comics. Now, we do have some questions. We'll get to them in a little bit. Basically, I do want to note that in the immediate future, you don't have to worry about DC. DC's going to be fine. They're going to continue to make stuff. They might be shifting their focus, and you might see different people doing different things. No one's really going anywhere, I don't think. A lot of people are being shifted on books or where their priorities are for those books. Like, for real, we might end up seeing Bendis writing some graphic novels. We might see, more things like that instead of like single issue stuff. Where I know for a fact that no matter what happens with Legion, that Bendis is continuing with Legion, whether this is this current run's coming to an end. But to answer a couple of questions, Andrew wants to know, is the Ridley book in continuity? From the sounds of it, they're not really going to do a whole lot of things that are sticking with continuity. They're just going to be focusing on telling stories. It's going to be probably more of a DC Black Label style approach to storytelling, but spreading across the whole line. So we're going to get stories with characters, and they're not necessarily going to be tying in with one another. Now, that's a long way to say maybe. I mean, we would need to know more details of the story. The rumors are it's sort of a next Batman character, but what that means. For me, especially in terms of like publishing plans, it's starting to edge towards this area of like, it's in continuity if you want it to be, what's your continuity? My continuity is rad stories that I like. Yeah.
The continuity is in your heart.
The continuity was inside you all along. The continuity
was the friends we made along the way.
Yep, absolutely. And can be found in your spirit hole.
Oh boy, we're gonna get letters. Neil says, "Is Batman Volume 3 gonna end?"
Maybe.
Yeah, we got a lot of maybes here.
So, in terms of Batman Volume 3, I would be a little shocked because of the sales trajectory on that book. That said, it's a matter of what they want to do. I've from the fandom stuff that happened on the weekend with Jim Lee talking, there was a point in time when they were going to do a swift line change. It was all going to happen at once. That was probably why. Sorry, the Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp Green Lantern series was actually scheduled to end sooner, and then was re-expanded to its original 12-issue season 2 run. It's also why Batman was probably going to end at issue 100. It's why Bendis's run of Superman and Action was supposed to end at 25. But it was expanded a little bit because there's some space to tell some stories before they're kind of moving on to the next thing now. They've also, Jim Lee also talked about how they want to choose their moments instead of doing it all at once, because as we've seen in terms of the comics industry, it's easy to get that huge spike for a month or 2 or 3, and then you're back where you were and you spent all this effort. You can roll out these dynamite projects though slowly over time, making sure that the story is right, that the things are taken care of, and you can build these like even perennial ideas if you just kind of like pump the brakes a little bit. Maybe tell 4 issues at a time, take a break, go into the next one, and do that. I hope that's kind of the method. It sounds like it's going to be the method because their focus is moving more towards perennial instead of like today. Especially with the woman who was in charge of their graphic novel line, because it's Mary Javins, and I forget that woman's name.
Nancy?
No,
not Nancy.
No, Nancy's the marketing person.
Marketing, okay.
Yeah. But whoever was promoted to co-ENC, I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now. But one of her characteristics was making sure that projects were ready and ready well in advance, and that's why you have pictures of upcoming graphic novels in the back of the other kids' graphic novels coming out, and they're like, oh yeah, this one's actually going to be out in like 9 months. They're building these projects so long in advance that you can actually market them, that you can actually put them into the right people's hands. You can get advanced reader PDFs to people to make sure that they're going and being read properly. It's huge.
They're taking a lot of good advice. Is not the word. Andrew says Michelle Wells.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
I had
Andrew.
forgotten.
Michelle Wells. Thank you.
All right. I think she's amazing.
Super great.
So they're taking a lot of really good ideas from the book market, and I think it's really going to be working out for them. There's a lot of people whinging about it, but whatever. We will not talk about them because they're annoying and they're just blowing hot air. But there's a lot of good things about the book market, and I think that if the comics industry really just kind of got closer and closer to how the book market works, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, we are not only with Diamond, of course, we are with like, gosh, I don't even know how many other book distributors we were with now. We don't have to count. It's okay. It's at least half a dozen, probably more, probably like twice that as many.
So many.
But I love what they do. I love working with them. And the more that I, as a retailer, spread out, when DC does something like this, I see, oh, that's a good thing they're doing. And it's not like a personal attack on me, a comics retailer, which is, again, I said I wasn't going to bring it up, but then I did, because those guys are dicks.
You're doing this to me specifically. I don't like that thing.
Exactly. DC has made a lot of business choices for their business specifically that are good for their survival. Yep. And yes, it might not be great for all the comics retailers, or it might not be great for 3 of the comics retailers. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're doing what's good for their business, and we have to do what's good for our business. And if they don't always jive, well, that sucks, but there's still a connection. There's still a business connection. Like, I'm not gonna, like, I don't know. It's like if we were like attacking our customers or something for like not coming in. I don't even know. At most, you get like a phone call. You're like, "Hey, buddy, want your comics?" But I'm not gonna like S-talk you on like Facebook or something.
I might. I won't.
No. That's what we have Twitter for.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Twitter's where we cause the heck.
Yeah, causing the heck.
Speaking
All right.
of causing some heck.
Ooh, okay.
So today something happened, and it made me really tired.
And it made me kind of angry.
So there's a thing that's been happening lately, where partly out of the goodness of their hearts, comics publishers have been sending stores surprise variants, secret one-shots, and whatnot. This week, DC sent us one per store Batman 92. That's the first appearance, I believe, of Punchline. First full appearance.
First full appearance because she was in a panel of the one before because people care.
And she was in Hell Arisen #3.
And that was a big deal.
Which was retrofit in and blah, blah, blah. A whole bunch of things. There's also this fancy schmancy foil ice cream man, also one per store. Kirkman sent a one per store Walking Dead thing. Actually, a couple one per store Walking Deads.
Yes.
I believe a Firepower as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Marvel sends out secret variants every now and then. There was one for, I'm pretty sure, every issue of
Once in Future. Well, had one.
Yeah. Boom's been doing it.
Like, okay.
Marvel's been doing it for every issue of Empire. That's what I was trying to get out.
Oh, right. I'm just like, this is not a bad thing, but this is how this is a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm just...
And what really kind of caused it to blow up in my head was, have you heard of Bad Idea? We've probably talked about them, and we're a Bad Idea store. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a surprise Bad Idea comic. It was sent to us in an envelope marked from, I don't even know where.
I recycled it because that's what you do. Yeah.
And it had a little piece of paper with it. Hey, this is a little bit of a small press thing. If you're looking for any copies, please let us know. The cost on them is $3 each. Now, this book's gonna get handled, and it's gonna get handled real rough.
I'm gonna bite it. No, I'm kidding.
So, surprise! It's actually an uncredited. A David Lapham, Matt Kint comic. So that's pretty cool, but it's pretty low print run, and it's like 8 pages, and folks were wanting to sell it to us for $3 basically. So this actually sat for a little bit, and it was announced today that what it was is actually the first Bad Idea comic. Sent kind of stealth to comic stores, and they could put in some numbers. We did put in some numbers, but we're not actually confirmed to get any more than this one here. Now, I want to say something that's good that's happening. This story will actually be in the back of ENIAC #3 when they start shipping. So the story is going to be out there. That was my primary concern.
Yes.
The trouble I have with the one per store variants, and the trouble we have with the one per store variants.
Thank you.
And all of this that's going on.
Excuse me.
The comics industry is in the place that it is. It's having these struggles. It's having a hard time because the audience is and has been contracting for these types of stories, for the single issue experience. The market shows that graphic novels are the future. It is already overtaken.
They're the present.
Yeah, it's the bar graph is just far and away, and that's today with all of these new readers experiencing comics through graphic novels. That's what they believe the comics medium is, and it is that. And because comics are a medium and not a format. So what all of this one per store is encouraging is this spot that we got in, that this is necessary, that these publishers are going like, hey, we're going to help you out. We're going to help you out with something that you can sell for a lot of money
To one person.
to a person who is not going to buy anything new because they just spent $100 buying a random issue of Ice Cream Man or of The Walking Dead, and it's done. The Walking Dead's done.
Yeah, and like you have to realize that most of people are okay, but there's always a subsection of the stuff, especially that comic stores have gotten for free as a gift from the publishers because of COVID. Some customers, luckily we haven't, but you hear stories. Some customers have said, well, you got that for free. Why don't I get that for free? And so the entire point of that, just that one side of it, goes out the window.
Yeah.
Because a lot of stores, especially in America, they couldn't even be open. Like, we were very lucky. I could still be in the store, just with the doors locked. But anyway, so that gets me. I think that's incredibly rude. But and I love kind of cool covers. I love, that. I think that's neat. But qualifiers and one per store, it's like I don't get it. And especially this, because that idea, and I say this with respect, because the reasons we joined up early on are
we had a conversation with them.
Yes.
And it was very clear that our goals were very similar, and where we were coming from was very similar.
Exactly. So this threw me for a loop. And what happened was, unfortunately, the way they wrote their announcement for it made it sound like there'd be one per store, and that's it. And you got to buy it for like $200, or you're not getting it ever again.
Yeah.
I see this as a preview issue.
Yeah.
This is one that you sent to us. This is like they sent us a PDF and said, hey, they didn't, which also annoys me, because I'm like, okay, you can be secretive, but I mean, how many stores just threw that in the recycling? Like, because sometimes I'm not trying to be rude to small press people, but sometimes you don't have time for something, or it goes into a pile. You can't get to read, every single preview that people send. And like, that's bad, right?
Yeah. So I'm just because this is popping up, I'm actually going to address this too. Andrew says, bad idea is built around speculation, isn't it? They aren't even collecting the books, are they? We talked to them about that very specifically. Andrew, you know us. All of you, most of you watching us know us. We sell based on story. We're going to connect you with stories. We're not going to really push or try to connect you with a collectible experience. Because we believe that the real connection that is formed is through story. And we ended up talking to them about why these are happening. And what we discovered is actually what kind of sold us on the whole bad idea concept was they do what we do.
Yeah.
We are a small store. There's two of us. And being small means you have certain weaknesses, but you can play them as strengths. So talking with them, they're basically a 4-person operation, including the owner, the marketer, the editors. And each and every one of them packs the books, sends the books, takes care of all of the day-to-day, and it's just the 4 of them. And so they're talking about the hows and whys. Well, why are they only sending to 100 stores? Well, the owner, Dinesh, when he was running Valiant, discovered that roughly 95 to 98% of all of Valiant sales came from 100 stores. So now you're not having to, for your 4-person operation that you're distributing yourself, going to hundreds of stores in smaller quantities. You're going to the 100 stores that were going to sell your product the best. It sucks that there's a lack of access. But their intent is for that access to grow as they can grow. They're basically playing it fairly safe and trying to focus on the story. Now, the part with the graphic novels and not doing digital was explained like, okay, so you're doing digital, so that means you have to make sure there's contracts for that. A couple people on staff to make sure that the conversion stuff is happening properly, that it's being edited for the right formats, that the timing is right, that it's getting to the people. So there's an extra couple staff there to account for this production here. So now you're increasing our workers by 50%. All right, so graphic novels. Well, graphic novels, you need bookstore distribution. And bookstore distribution requires you to have these things on more of a regimented schedule. So there is no lateness. And what they want to do with Bad Idea is make sure the story will come out when the story is ready. So, or in the case of COVID happening, when they're ready.
Yeah.
So, trade paperbacks and book market, you need to hire some more people so that you have those people working with the book market to get that going properly, to broker the deals, to keep the schedules online. And so then again, you're hiring a bunch more people. So
it's a similar reason as to why we don't have 6 stores.
Yeah.
Because we're not completely insane and we don't want 100 employees.
So we were understanding from that standpoint, and especially that was thought of.
Yeah, and that's why we signed up with them originally. Like we went through, they went through an interview process with many stores, but we went through an interview process with them. We were also interviewing them because we could have easily said, no, thank you, this doesn't work for us, but
Absolutely.
I wish you all the luck in the world.
And at the end of the day, they were getting some interesting creators on board, and we wanted to be a voice that was going to sell you these books from a place of the story mattering. Because yes, the way that they're designed is speculator bait. This and how it was released is speculator bait. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. We don't cater to collectors. A byproduct of what we do is collectors find us and find service. And we're not going to treat somebody poorly because they might not want to experience comics the way that we like to experience comics. That would be rude at the end of the day.
Full stop.
Because everyone enjoys the books the way they enjoy the books. But our store is built a specific way, and we can be helpful. But we're not about to give you 5 of the books off our shelf because you want to change that $5 bill into a $20 bill. That's silly. That's weird. So we're kind of coming at Bad Idea from a 2-pronged place. One of them was feeling a weird amount of kinship. Talking with them about like their plan is to, of course, expand in these areas and do these offerings. Yeah. But they're
in a comfortable manner.
Exactly.
If you start off too big, it could actually harm you more than just staying small for the first few years.
And I will give kudos to any company who can find a way to market and get as much traction as, quite honestly, something wild like this does.
Yeah.
The downside is we set fire to so much time today responding to people because there's no access.
It was miscommunicated as well, as if we received one of these knowing full well what it was, and we were hiding it. Like it just, I can't imagine what other stores came up with, but I just feel like they sent it and it's like a secret, and I don't understand because part of my job is promoting their work. But if I don't know whose work it is, I'm not going to do it. There was no name. There was just, an email, but it wasn't anything with Bad Idea, anything related at all.
It truly went into our to-do pile.
And then I forgot about it for a week because I'm very busy.
And like we said, we've got some numbers in where we're trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
The trouble comes when this type of thing is what you're pushing for this market to get back on its feet. The problem that this market has is because it's always looked inward. There's not a single person out there looking for this that isn't already reading comics. This isn't outreach. This isn't getting outwards. This isn't bringing in somebody new. It's baiting people who are already here, and it's regressive. If you want people to experience stories, make sure they have access. That's what we're fighting for. And quite honestly, it's part of the reason, again, like why we went with that idea. We're gonna give people the opportunity to access this story, regular ass price, not fiddling around for anything.
Yeah, and I mean, they have, okay, this is where I get sassy. And I'm going to overgeneralize, but they obviously know nothing about us because we can sell the heck out of a David Lapham and Matt Kindt book. Like, that's our bread and butter. Like,
y'all like money?
I want to give them more money. I don't know why they're making it so difficult for us to sell their book. It's really good.
So the good part is, like we said before, this story is going to be in the back of ENIAC 3. We can get that for you. We will get that for you if you want it. This, probably not, unless they shake something loose. This is what we got, and you know we're gonna do what we can with it. It's gonna stay in the store for at least a couple weeks. People are gonna look at it. People are gonna handle it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be read and experienced.
More than happy to read it. It's our only copy, so we won't be selling it.
Yeah. So that's where we are right now, because as with talking with Bad Idea and their limitations, we are limited in certain ways with a product like this, with a product like the one per stores. And when we're limited, we find our best way forward. And our best way forward is to get as many people interested in the story as possible. Hey, do you like this story? Well, you can get it. And you'll get this whole other story with it. In ENIAC, it's going to be about this AI that has decided that humanity's greatest threat is itself. And so it's going to take us all out. It actually caused the end of World War II. It's the whole thing. And you can expand that way. You can do it and be positive. But if we sell that, if we let it go right away, untouched, in the bag, then, you know, that's it. That's where that story ends. Nobody gets it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Somebody's asking,
sorry,
what is the story?
That is true. We didn't tell you that. See how fun it is, right? It's fun to be told nothing. Anyway, sorry. I should have said I was getting sassy. I should have warned you that there was going to be sassiness. It's really good. That's not how you start that. But anyway, it's just this little vignette, because that's obviously, I mean, maybe it's the whole issue, but it seems tiny. So it starts with this guy selling something illicit out of the back of his trunk. And you find out that he's selling superhero body parts. And that's all I'm going to say.
It's a quick 8-pager.
Yeah.
It's got a kick.
Oh, yeah. Oh! There was an exclamation in the store this afternoon, and I definitely cussed. So it was good. It's good.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, we want to hear your reactions to that.
Yeah.
So I know we've gotten a lot of contacts from people, some as far as Mississippi, where that person just cursed at us and hung up the phone.
I wonder if it was the same guy, because I got a Mississippi number too. I wonder if he tried to call us back, hoping he'd get someone different. Because that's been done before, and it's from people I don't understand how they would know that why both of us would answer the phone. Anyway, we also don't ship to the States. I probably should have told him that. Whoops. Sassy!
Yep.
When we have the book, if we get the book, because we did order a bit late, because quite frankly, nobody told us. And yes, partly that is on us. But I don't feel wholly responsible because there was no information.
Well, and honestly too, I'll eat a bullet when it's my fault. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're good with mistakes. Like, we make mistakes, we're human.
Exactly.
That's how you learn. This wasn't us. It was here's the secret. Like, and what am I doing do with that?
And quite honestly too, like, it's weird to get a response like, we'll see how much there is, as though like you don't know a print run. I do get it in a lot of ways, but the budget was clearly one per store and maybe sneaking out a few others to some folks who, you know, to be fair to them, did quick due diligence and can get through their to-do piles with expedience.
We just can't.
It's two of us. It's our operation, you know,
yeah.
Strength and weakness, right? We know everything that's happening in the store.
Enough.
Yeah. But you know, like, it sucks, but it's great.
The thing is, if it said it was from Bad Idea, I would have read it sooner. Like, I'm sorry, but if it's from just a nice random person whose work is probably good, I'll read it when I can.
It was essentially designed to be ignored. And now I will say this, it is a bit of a commentary on how hard it is as somebody who's not known to get product out there.
I just don't.
Will it cause us to kind of like push through something like this faster? Probably, actually. Yeah. So if that's a good side effect, that's a good side effect. I'll take it. You know, always pull positives from a weakness.
That's fair. I know I get sassy, but I do try to stay positive.
We'll never understand the idea of wanting to get something out there with attention or whatnot, but deliberately making sure that that people can't.
Yeah, I don't see the value in that. I mean, it's like if we weren't on social media. It just seems like, why?
Yeah.
Get out there, you know? Sell your business. Sell what parts of your business you have, basically, right? We sell books. They sell books. They should want to sell more books. Aw. Kate says she'd volunteer as a reader. Thank you, Kate. Andrew, says you guys are good at being positive. Yes, because we are stubborn as bulls, and sometimes it is extremely hard to be positive in this industry. You feel like you're swimming against the tide, and some nights there's wine. So if you're a salmon in the comics industry, there's wine.
And Neil says they seem on edge today. We're a little bit. It's been a long day. And again, we were dealing with these phone calls like all day.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not their fault. They were communicated a message that there was a one per store and we were selling it for $1 million. And like, so I don't blame each and every speculator that called. I don't.
No one knew how short supplied this was. They were just told that the stores have it.
Exactly, which is kind of a fib.
Yeah.
Don't say we're going to sell something we have one of it.
It's basically sort of like starting a bus while someone's taking a nap in front of it. And it's being like, hey, look.
What is that? Where did that come from?
Oh, it's basically that we were put under a bus.
Okay. I didn't get that at all, but yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what? Still all for kind of what Bad Idea is trying to do. Yes. I understand that they're a small company trying to get some waves. We talked about them for a long time. That's a success. We're not talking about a lot of other things all the time.
No, and the good thing is they've been open and communicative. And I know that if we send them an email that had a very, very condensed version of this, I know that we would get a response, because that's also the good thing about small companies is that they're people. They're made of people. Yeah. And it's very easy to forget that corporations are made of people. But I like Well, I mean, I like small businesses, no matter what they may be, because you can reach out to human beings.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. We were always going to have people read this. It was always going to be in the cards. The part where I was just like, I'm going to handle this pretty rough. I encourage people to read this however you want to.
We have no reasons for that.
We are a store for readers. And you know what? This will end up in someone's hands eventually. But it will have been loved.
Yes.
As every comic rightfully deserves.
Yes, that is the reason that when someone asks us, oh, how much is this worth? And we say, well, a few reads.
Yeah, exactly. That's always a fun response. So I got Stan Lee to sign this book. How much is it worth? Oh, it's worth a few reads.
Yeah. All right. Whoa, okay, our phones are just buzzing away. So, and it is definitely a long show. Thank you so much for sticking in with us.
Yeah,
wow.
Absolutely.
I guess, let's see. Did we answer everybody's questions?
I believe so.
Okay, so we're going to skip the questions Q&A because we already did the Q&A.
Yeah, we were answering questions all throughout and doing that. So we're going to go straight to one of my favorite times that only really amuses me. Oh, folks, it's romper room time. Sorry, one sec. I just need to go get right here. One of these times I'm actually going to get a thing. Oh, it's the magic mirror. Folks out there, thank you all for watching. I've got my magic mirror and I'm here and I can see all of you because you made comments here. So thank you for watching. I see Neil. I see Andrew. I see Laurie. I see Brandon.
Yeah, wow, you left a comment on your own video.
Wow. I see Sean.
Okay, Andrew was very talkative. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh.
And I know there's a couple more people.
I know. I saw Vince.
I see Vince.
I see Vince. I just
and I see Kate.
And did I miss someone?
They're a bit further down, I think. And I see another Andrew. That's double Andrews.
Wow. Okay, we are very lucky to be joined with 2 Andrews today.
We had a double Andrew day. You know what? That's awesome.
That's how we're gonna end that day.
Absolutely. The magic mirror also sees Will and Chris. Hey, Will.
Oh, hello.
Thank you all for watching. As always, we are very happy to do this. Very happy that you care, and very happy to be able to talk and hang out with you folks. So thank you once more. I guess the Andrews will fight to the death now.
No, we need both of them.
We do need both of them
to survive.
Absolutely. Andrews, no Highlandering tonight. Okay.
Only friendship.
Only friendship. Holy crap! Everybody, just calm down.
Oh no.
And everything will be fine.
I think this is where I end the broadcast while he's ranting. Okay.
Who knows
what
horrors bestow upon this house today?
All right, this is just for you. This is just for you, Neil. There are horrors in this house.
There are horrors in this house. There are horrors in this